Hi, Akila.
Hi, Reena. Nice
Hi.
to see you. Yeah,
Same here. So, my friends, Akila Vaidyanathan is a parent of a 24-year-old boy, an adult with autism, and she is the founder of Amaze Charitable Trust, and she's
mhm.
also an active member of the Autism Society of India. So, welcome, Akila. It's so great to talk to you. And
Thank you so much for having me, Reena. Yeah,
Mhm. So, Akila, how are you planning for Nishant's future? And if you can help parents who are listening to understand more about that.
yeah. So this is a question that very often parents are mulling about because many a time they are the only ones caring for their their child. So they really wonder what is going to happen to the child after them. What
Yes.
after me? This is a question that gets asked very often. And not that the question doesn't occur to me. It occurs to me quite as often as any other parent. But I feel that if I'm going to spend my entire time only thinking of what after me, then I'm wasting my time. So I will have to find the two aspects to it. One is what the child or the person is going to be doing, in his life. What is his So that is the part that we try to address through Amaze. What is his purpose? What are his interests? What are his abilities? What he can engage himself with throughout the day? And if he's engaged, then that means he will be that less you know, a burden to someone else. Because there will be if the child is not engaged, that is when there are the negative behaviors or the challenging
Come up.
behaviors that come up. So
Yeah.
that was the first part, and I think that is very important to think about before we think about the second question of who's going to take care of the child after me. Because if they are engaged, for example, in the lockdown, the last 2 months, my son has been at home, but he has been a great help to me. He's the one who's really helping me with the cooking, the cleaning, and the chores because he is the person who likes to do those things. He's also engaged with some art and some music because those are interests that have developed. So wherever he's going to be, whether he's going to be in a group home or he's going to live with me when I'm older, or with my daughter for that matter, or he's going to be in a hostel, at least I've ensured that he has something to do.
Yes.
So I feel that one part of the question is answered. So the second question is who's going to look after him after I'm gone, and where is he going to live at that point? Yeah, there are two parts to that. So as I said, as far as a home goes, I think he has a home wherever I'm living. He can live, and that's what we've traditionally done as an Indian society. We usually either go back and live with our parents to take care of them, or parents come and live with us. So I did not feel the need for him to really move out of home right away. So we were looking at also the concern of our own old age and who will then look after us also, because after a certain stage we might need some support. Right now, as I said, my parents live with me because my dad needs support, but I don't know if Nishant can support us like that, and maybe my daughter can or cannot. So we were trying to plan for that. And in Coimbatore, we have senior living communities. They are gated communities where you buy your own house and you live independently, but you have facilities for seniors, which is you have wheelchairs, you have ramps, you have a community kitchen, you have physiotherapists, you have nurses on call. You have common housekeeping, so you don't have to run behind the household health. So it simplifies life for a person who's older. And we felt that this is an ideal setting for us. And we were able to work out with one of the senior living providers called Cove Care, where they have allowed at least 10% of their houses to be sold to persons like us who have a child with disability. And they have committed to take care of the child after our time because they have the infrastructure and they just have to build the care structure for these people to see what is the supervision they need, what is the level of support they need. And for that, we have worked out an MOU with them, as well as all the legal and the financial aspects, how they will be handled. We have documented that. My husband has done major portion of the work for that, where they have set up what is called a three-tier trust. So there is any person with a child with disability should set up a trust in the name of the child if the child is not able to handle their finances, and have a guardian for the child. So these two things anyway we would have to do. Once the child is 18, in fact, you need to designate yourself as a guardian to the child, and you also, it's nice to have somebody named who will be the guardian after your time, and also to set up a trust and have a bank account for the trust, and to start setting aside money for the person, and have somebody who will manage that bank account. Need not be the guardian, it can be somebody else, but somebody has to manage that financial aspect for the child. So these two are irrespective of the place you stay.
Okay.
And what we are doing in this community that we plan to move into is that people have already moved in. Those with older children and who are much older themselves have already moved into this based on the scheme which was launched about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And so the parents in a community, there are about 200, 300 houses, out of which 10%, that means 20 to 30 houses will have persons with children with disability. And so these parents will form a local trust, and they will decide what are the activities that are needed, what are the services needed for that group of children.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
it could vary from community to
Child to child.
community
Yeah. Yeah.
and child to child. So within that, Care, who's the provider, will provide the infrastructure required. They will provide the personnel required. It is all for a charge. It is not an NGO. It's not, but they will ensure that the person gets whatever services. For Nishant, for example, if I say he needs somebody supervising him when he's doing his work, or he needs somebody supervising him, when he goes cycling. So these are the things that as a parent I will set up, and the I will provide that person for me for a charge.
Okay.
And Amaze is a partner for Kovai to do the assessments for those who are coming in, and
Wow.
to set up the program for them.
Mm.
So we are supporting Kovai because they are not experts in this domain.
Yes.
And they are also setting up in each of these places a PWD hostel, as they call it. So right from when you move in, if you wish, it's a room which is about 12 by 12 with an attached bathroom where the person can have a TV and all that. And the person can move into what is called assistive living right then, or after the demise of their parents. Or if you can afford it, if the house is something you don't want to sell and you have enough money to take care of the child, then the child can continue to live in his own house. So these are open options. But
Mm.
the care system is something Kovai Care is setting up. But the legal and the financial is taken care this way. So I have a personal trust. So I spend from that. So that will be the money for my child. So if I don't have enough money right today, I can opt to sell the house I'm going to live in and
Mm.
put it into the trust for the child after my time to pay for those services. And it can be billed, the money can be billed to any other relative after the time of the child. It need not go back to Kovai Care. And
Wow.
the community
You
trust,
have like really worked it out, as in you and your husband have really worked it out very, very well, very beautifully, systematically, legally sorted out. I mean, it's beautiful. And the way you're sharing it, it's not with that emotion, oh God, what would happen? It's like, yeah, this is how it is, and this is what I've done. It's beautiful, very objectively, Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So see, that's what I'm trying to say. That if we can translate the emotions that we have to something that is actionable for the child, isn't that the best thing that we can do? And I think, you know, that is what
Yeah.
we've attempted to do. And we've also been lucky enough to find partners who are willing to, because without the senior living people, who have taken it on, because they are just, they could have just said that we're just builders, we don't know what to do, or they could have just said, we already have seniors, we don't want another thing on our heads. But they took it upon themselves, because what we try to tell them is they have 80% of the infrastructure available, and the staff who are taking care of seniors. So the staff just need a little more training
Yeah.
to take care of the persons with disability who are going to be at that point aged. They're not young people. When
Yeah.
we go in, I'm probably going to be maybe 10 years from now. So my son is going to be over 35, 40. So he's not going to, he would already have a routine in place, hopefully,
Right.
is what we're thinking. But
Hmm.
right now, the people who are coming in at 35 are of great concern to me, because they are coming with no skills. They've
Hmm.
been home for 20 years, many of them, and it's an uphill challenge to get them engaged. So we are trying to do like a community-based engagement plan for them, to again try to see what are their interests and abilities, and see if they do some gardening or they'll work in the kitchen, because they are young people, they are not seniors,
But hats
and they
off,
can really.
it's like you're really trying to explore every possible thing that can be done to make it happen. It's not like giving up. It's like, I'll do this. Okay, no problem. I'll do that. Okay, I'll try this. And so very, like in that calm state, I just love the way. No, it's beautiful. It's really, I don't have words to express, but it's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. It was lovely, lovely, lovely talking to you. And thank you for giving me
Thank you
such
so much.
a lot of time. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure everyone who's listening will get benefited, because I have learned a lot for sure. I'm sure it would help so many more. So, Akila, thank you so much for giving me the time. Thank you so much. Mhm.
Thank you, Reena, and I really do wish you all the best with all your work, and a big hug to you and all the parents out there who are listening. Don't lose
Yeah.
hope.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.